We're here to idea you, to fire up your curiosity and connect you with the people and ideas that shape our world. Watch, listen, understand, connect, and create. Let's move the human story forward together.
Hello and welcome to The Poetry of Science, a podcast which provides insight into new scientific research via the medium of poetry. I'm your host, Dr. Sam Illingworth, and each week I'll be introducing you to some of the latest scientific findings and sharing a selection of science-themed poetry. After all, we could all do with a little bit more poetry in our lives. In this episode, I'll be exploring new research which has found that particulate matter affects both the molecular functions and physical shape of lung cells. The city wears its smog like a cloak, each blackened fold a weathered vestibule for whispers, secrets, stories, suspended fragments woven within the chemical complexities of our codependence. In breath's precious cradle, every sigh treads lightly, pulmonary scribes rising as silent sentinels to defy each change with pen and tooth and wall. Exhalations laced with scars of fractured transformation, fragmented shadows cast deep across the fading prospect of untainted skies. This poem is inspired by recent research published in the journal PNAS Nexus, which has found that the composition of tiny airborne particles called particulate matter causes various changes in lung cells, impacting both their behaviour at a molecular level and their appearance. Air pollution, a major environmental concern, is closely linked to lung disease due to its particulate matter or PM content. These tiny particles, varying greatly in chemical composition, are a fundamental component of air pollution and have a known association with various pulmonary health issues. The complexity of PM arises from its diverse chemical makeup, which has been a challenge to fully understand in terms of its impact on human health. In this study, scientists focused on how PM's chemical diversity influences human bronchial epithelial cells, a type of cell found in the airways of the lungs. They examined the cells' responses to 3 different PM mixtures, discovering that each mixture triggered unique changes in cell viability, gene expression, and even cell morphology. Notably, the presence of cadmium, a harmful metal in higher concentrations in some PM mixtures, was linked to increased DNA damage and significant changes in cell types. This research shed light on the intricate ways air pollution impacts cellular health and promises to enhance our understanding of pollution's health impacts, guiding future protective measures and policies. Now that you've heard the science, let me read the poem to you again. The city wears its smog like a cloak, each blackened fold a weathered vestibule for whispers, secrets, stories, suspended fragments woven within the chemical complexities of our codependence. In breath's precious cradle, every sigh treads lightly, pulmonary scribes rising as silent sentinels to defy each change with pen and tooth and wall. Exhalations laced with scars of fractured transformation, fragmented shadows cast deep across the fading prospect of untainted skies. In this section of the podcast, I'd like to share a poem written by another poet on a topic related to the science that has been discussed so far. In this episode, I'll be reading The Orange Alert by Douglas Kearney. Douglas Kearney is an American poet who grew up in Altadena, California. A graduate of Howard University and the California Institute of the Arts and a fellow of Cave Canem, his honours include a Whitling Award, a Pushcart nomination, and commissions from the Minneapolis Weizmann Art Museum and the New York Studio Museum, A recipient of the Foundation for Contemporary Art Cy Twombly Award, he teaches at the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, where he is a McKnight Presidential Fellow. The Orange Alert by Douglas Kearney. Picture the upturned millipede dead and see the streets of Altadena, palm tree rows against the concrete, stiff to the horizon. There have been no birds big enough, we are comforted, to pluck the chitings from before our yards and vanish into the sun like dogfighting MIGs, war bears litters of similes. Altadena, smog hugs the foothills like mustard gas where our rich peer through the blinds into ravines. Santa Ana sway, the mustard plant, yuccas bob, some man, his cigarette, a full gas can, an itch. We've known the Orange Alert. Fires reaching for helicopters, like cartoon cats clawing at panicked birds. Yesterday fire engines and hazmat trucks jostled at Alameda and El Molino like beetles eating a four-legged spider. That morning radios warned of orange. Neighbourhood kids watched officers climb in and out of an open manhole, consulting the entrails of the great dead millipede. We watched the ground. The sun hotter than all year. The mountains hid Santa Anas. The smog went orange with dusk, the growing shadows of lingering birds. Thank you for listening to the Poetry of Science.
Thank you very much for being with us for this episode of the Idea Me Show. Idea Me is a global platform. Our mission is to move the human story forward by sharing knowledge of the future. You can find us on all major audio networks at www.radioideame.com, on YouTube and Vimeo. Please subscribe.